Good evening, racing fans. Welcome to racing action from Grand River Raceway for this wonderful Wednesday evening. The sun is shining, the track is fast. Temperature for the evening will be recorded as 18 degrees Celsius. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. Fans, note in race number one, scratched is number 5. Let's take to the sky. Race one, scratch 5. Let's take to the sky. Races 2 and 3 have no changes. No changes. Races 2 or 3. In race number 4, One Western Flames, the driver will be Travis Henry. Travis Henry drives One Western Flames. Races 5 and 6 will go as programmed. And race 7, number 4, Virtual Kiss, the driver to be announced, TBA on the 4 in the 7th. Race 8, no changes. No changes, race 8. And race number 9, 7, Grammy's Girl, the driver to be announced. Grammy's Girl in the 9th, driver to be announced. Those are all the changes that we have at this moment. Once again, note race 1, scratch 5. Let's take to the sky. And in races 2 and 3, there were no changes. It is 17 minutes to post time and time to welcome in our handicapping expert, Robert Ray Jr. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, Gary. And why? Because it's Wonderful Wednesday at Grand River Raceway in beautiful Elora, Ontario. The night that we take center stage for harness racing in Ontario and beyond. And the great thing about tonight is it's a really well-balanced card, I think, especially for wagering purposes. We've also got 4 divisions of the OSS Grassroots for 2-year-old pacing fillies. Of course, that attracts a lot of the top drivers into town as well. And it's just really a nice card from top to bottom. And that swing race tonight. So with 9 dashes, that swing race, race number 6, a highly competitive filly and mares preferred, one that's always tough to handicap. So I think we're going to see great payouts throughout the evening. And you know what? I'm going to take a stand on some horses that probably won't be, bet down to favorite or be even close to the favorite in their respective races. But we've got around 60 minutes away till the opener. Of course, in about 8 minutes to post, Gary and I will come back and we'll break down the pick 5 for you. Well, 8 minutes to post, folks. You know what that means. It's pick five time. It gets started in the opener tonight. Again, great card of racing with four divisions of the OSS Grassroots for 2-year-old filly pacers. And in the opener, our guaranteed pick five, $2,500. We're already fast approaching that number, and we'll blow right past it as we usually do on a Wednesday night. So let's take a look at the ticket I've mapped out for you. And I'm going to spend a little more than I usually do. And Gary might have a few comments about my ticket tonight, but I've got a strategy that I looked at and I have to just roll with because it's what I feel about. And the scratch in the opener doesn't really help, but I took a stand against the 8 Promise for Life. As great as that horse has been, he's been fantastic. Obviously, drawing outside is a different kettle of fish. Post 8 was extremely difficult. Post 7 is still a tough task. So I'm going to leave that one off and go with the 1, 2, 3, and 6. And do I think that, Promise for Life's going to miss the ticket altogether? Probably not. Probably work his way into it. But I want to have 4 chances to get that one beat. And right now, that was actually not even the favorite. The 3, Rose Run Why Not, with James McDonald aboard, is the favorite. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 6. And the 1, Mass Attack, my top selection, 9-1 right now. This horse is returning, from some time off, but I've always liked this trotter and think he has a real nice chance from the pole position this evening. And race number 2, first division of that OSS Grassroots for 2-year-old filly pacers. I'm going to go 3 deep with the 1, 6, and 8s. I did go with the 6, Carla Cam on top. Difficult post, but serious class relief for that one. Was an easy winner last time at this level. The 8, Twin Delight, would likely have been one of my top choices, but that post is way too difficult. Still using that one on the ticket. And One Last Wish with Rail Control. I think this filly's got a big chance tonight. She might provide some value as well. So 3 deep there. And then in race 3, we're going to go 3 deep again. And just to field the 6, a competitive looking condition claimer, $15,000 condition claimer. And I think Diamond Rock has the edge in there. We said last time when he draws back inside, you've got to like his chances. Well, he does draw back inside. He's got post 3. Last time, Overland Journey in a race that was dominated by Twain Sealster. I think he's the one to beat, but I like Joe King with Rail Control, finished second, and did get the better of Diamond Rock last time when it was second to Twain Sealster. And also the 5, Hello, Mr. P. Those lines at Clinton, are against some pretty decent horses, an optional 15,000 claimer. And if you go further down, you see those condition claiming lines. He was dominating. So I think you have to have that one on your ticket. 8-1 morning line might give us some nice equity in this pick 5 sequence. Race number 4, the 2 and 5. The 2 is Better's Punch. Like this one drawing inside. Think that she should get summoned off the gate tonight. And if she does, she might be tough to beat. But the 5, St. Lad's Dark Angel, is going to be my top selection of the race because gold event last time, returning after some time off, now back, on not a regular rotation, but coming back with less time between starts. And I think at the grassroots level, she's going to be tough to beat. So 2, 5 in there. I lean to the 5, St. Lad's Dark Angel. And then in race number 5, I'm just going to single the 1, Mahone Sealster. I was very fond of this one last week when James McDonald jumped aboard and just got beat by a nose of the wire. Actually did get to the lead very late in the mile, but Pinball Wizard came from a long way out of it to nail this one. I'm just going to single him tonight with Rail Control. Mahone Sealster all in on that one. $14.40 is the ticket. And again, we're hoping to get some prices in the early legs of this sequence. Gary Guy, what do you have for us tonight, sir?
And by the way, you said I would have some comments about your pick 5. I haven't earned the right to have comments about your pick 5 lately, so I got nothing to say there. We've been in a bit of a pick 5 drought for now, at least a month or so. Let's get a look at it. I went with Promise for Life, even on top, because I just think Promise for Life might be too good for this field. And then Rose Run Why Not and Mass Attack despite the layoff, because I just think that's a good spot to go. And you get 9-1, that would be nice. In the second race, slight variation. I have the 3, 6, and 8. So I'm using PL Delight with James McDonald instead of One Last Wish. Third race, again, just a slight variation. You've got the 1, 3, and 5. I got the 1, 2, and 3. So Rising Dragon I'm adding in and taking out Hello, Mr. P, which it could be tough, but you can't use them all. I didn't spend quite as much money. And races 4 and 5, I think we see these races identically. I do have St. Lad's Dark Angel, you have to, and then Better's Punch, and then the 5th race, Mahoney Sealster. So $10.80, but you might be right to spend a little bit more because maybe we haven't been spending enough and we've been cheaping out and getting beat by a horse that we liked and didn't use.
It's a possibility. And listen, Gary's taking a little more economical tonight, but we still have 16 chances to both punch a winning ticket in this pick five sequence. And for me, I just wanted to kind of take a stand against a favorite here and there, and also have some price plays throughout. I think there's a good opportunity for this pick five to pay well, because a lot of the good horses, stronger horses in the fields, have drawn towards the outside of the gate. We'll see if that wreaks havoc with their chances tonight. But you got 2 minutes away to map out your winning wagers for this early pick five, the only pick five sequence here at Grand River Raceway on a wonderful Wednesday night. We'll come back after the post red, take a closer look at the opening dash.
Field for the first race on parade. One is Mass Attack Scott Young for Peter Clements. Number 2, Royal Leaf George Ketros drives and trains and owns. Number 3, Rose Run Why Not, James McDonough for Brian Lawrence. And Stuart Lawrence. And 4 is Archway Lucky, Wayne Henry for George Henry and William Checkley. 5 is Scratch. Number 6, Top of the Bar, Bob McClure for George Ketros and Mary Bear. And number 7, Massive Ovation, Talbot for James McKeag and Jan McKeag Weischer. And number 8 is Promise for Life, Bruce Richardson for Rennie Dion and our AW Equine and SNR Racing. Well, it's a field of 7, race number 1. Let's get a look at this field. We're going to start with one Mass Attack now. During when we were talking about the pick 5, I said that maybe Promise for Life is too good for this field. Well, a little update. Mass Attack and Promise for Life are the two best in here. The problem with Mass Attack is hasn't raced since August the 12th, and really is one that might need a start. But hey, you took this horse on top, so go ahead.
Yeah, I went with this one on top because I'm a big fan of Mass Attack as well, Gary. 4 for 11 this season, and has won in some pretty, difficult spots and done so under difficult circumstances at times, and is a versatile type too. I wouldn't be surprised to see him push out from the pole position today, try to get the early lead, maybe get spotted. He can also come from off the pace and follow a helmet if that's the game plan, because he hasn't raced in a month's time. But the qualifier was a good one, and I think that this 3-year-old gelded son of Muscle Mass might be the best in here, or like you said, be in consideration with the pound for pound best horse with Promise for Life if he was tight. I'm hoping the post edge tonight will be the difference. 5-2 is a little shorter than I wanted to accept on a win ticket, but I think he'll be better value than that in the pick 5.
Number 3, Rose Run Why Not, is one that we've seen some flashy things from. And last race, that was a good outing from off the pace.
It was, yeah. We actually said after that one that we have to put her back on our watch list if she drew inside, and here we are. I don't have her on top, and she's drawn inside with the 3-hole, 7-hole last time, and she finished third in that one too. Promised Her Life was back by a wide margin to that rival. Before that was second to Royal Leaf, who's also in this race. But now you get James McDonald on the bike, right? You get the nation's leading driver, and he's 1-for-1 lifetime driving Rose Run. Why not? That's likely why all that support is coming right now at 2-1. I can't argue with it. I mean, it's an angle that I'm perfectly fine backing, and that's why I've got this mare picked for second.
And actually, I messed you up. You have this one picked for third. So let's go to number 6, Top of the Bar, because I went out of order. This is unbelievable. We're off to a
It's
flying
okay.
start. Top of the Bar, go
You
ahead.
know what? Maybe this one should be picked for second because I just talked myself into Rose Run. Why not for second? But Top of the Bar, similar reasoning why I like this one, underneath on the ticket. Now, it's hard to put Top of the Bar on top because you got to see 2 wins and 51 tries over the last 2 years. However, I love the fact that we see a drop down in class. Right now, where's 60,000 life is where she's been racing. Now she's down to numbers of 40,000 life. Now she only draws inside one position from the 7-hole to post 6, but she gets Bob McClure back on the bike, and that driver has had tremendous success with her in the past. Probably driven her to some of her best races of her career, and I like the fact that he's back aboard tonight. Now moving in one spot is something that's beneficial to her. Now getting post 5, however, that also works against me in my angle playing against Promise for Life. So I do like Top of the Bar here. I'm not sure how the trip scenario works out, but I'm hoping that she's at least ahead of Promise for Life, and that one has to track her down. I think she's got a chance, though, but getting more support than I was hoping to see at 7-2.
Number 2, Royal Leaf. George Ketros has 2 in here, and he chose to drive this one.
Value, it's a value on the board, isn't it? I mean, Royal Leaf right now, it's Royal Leaf at 7-1 right now is definitely the value because it was a winner at this level 2 back, second at Promise for Life last time, and the post positions were, into the favor of Promise for Life on that occasion with post 3 versus post 4. Now it's a much wider spread with Royal Leaf having the 2-hole and Promise for Life now having post 7. So 7-1 on the board. Royal Leaf's a versatile type. I think that one's going to probably want to cut it. And if he does, he might be tough to beat. 7-1, again, got to be my pick 5 ticket. And I think one that you also have to consider on the win end right now.
And you have to throw in a comment about Promise for Life. I took this one on top. You left out of the top 4.
Well, listen, I don't like the fact that now there's a scratch in the race and we go from post 8, the impossible post 8, to now the somewhat possible post 7. Promise for Life's the best horse in the race. However, I knew a lot of support would come for him tonight, and it's going to be a much more difficult challenge. He might still win, but as a wise person on Twitter says, I didn't want to play chalk defensively. That's why he's off my ticket.
Well, 9-5 on the board certainly is a lower price than I would have thought, and now 2-1 is Rose Run. Why not? Shares favored status at 2-1. Your top one, Mass Attack, is 9-2. With positions Mass Attack and Royal Leaf on the inside. In the center, Rose Run, Why Not? Narch, We Lucky in Top of the Bar. And to the outside, Massive Ovation and Promise for Life. It's a field of 7. It's race number 1. There at the start of the rough. Rosalind, Why Not? Arch, We Lucky, Top of the Bar. Royal Leaf and on the inside, Mass Attack. But Rosalind, Why Not? And James McDonald has got the lead. Why not drive out and get the front? Royal Leaf is racing second. Mass Attack is third. Arch, We Lucky. Then it is Top of the Bar. Massive Ovation and Promise for Life. Rose Run, Why Not? Has got the lead as they race on to the opening quarter. And 7-2 on the board. Royal Leaf fills the pocket. Mass Attack is third. Then it is Arch, We Lucky, and Top of the Bar, Massive Ovation, and Promise for Life as they race their way on past that opening quarter in 29-3. Rose Run, Why Not? And James McDonald over Royal Leaf by about a length and 3/4, and then Mass Attack and Arch, We Lucky is racing fourth, and then Top of the Bar from the backfield, Promise for Life moves now, and then Massive Ovation It is Rose Run, why not? It's got a lead of a couple of lengths. Royal Leaf is racing second. Mass Attack is third. And then Archway Lucky. Then on the outside, top of the bar is starting to roll. Promise for Life will follow top of the bar. Massive Ovation is on the inside. 59 and 4 is the halftime. Rose Run, why not? Leads right now by about 2 1/4. Royal Leaf is racing second. Mass Attack is third. Top of the bar to the outside, fourth, and getting closer. Off stride goes Mass Attack. Archway Lucky now is wheeled out. Promise for Life is kicked in, but has a lot of work to do as they hustle up to 3/4. And it is Rose Run. Why not? Top of the bar is racing second. Then third is Royal Leaf as they race towards the top of the stretch. And then Promise for Life is fourth, but still about 4.5 or 5 off the lead. 3/4, 128 and 4. And Rose Run, why not? Top of the bar. Royal Leaf is racing third. Rose Run, why not? As they come on down the stretch drive. Rose Run, why not? The question is, why did I not use this one on top? Then second is Top of the Bar. Then it is Royal Leaf and Promise for Life, 158 and 1. Do you have an answer for that question? Because I don't.
I don't know, Gary, but you know what? I'm going to take credit for a second choice selection here because you bumped me up to a second and kind of talked me into it as we went through this race. But at the end of the day, mission accomplished, right? I mean, we didn't get the best numbers of the ones that I was using to beat Promise for Life. But Rose Run, why not? Gets the job done with James McDonald. He's now a perfect 2 for 2 aboard this horse in his career. And she went out there and did it all on the front end. And Promise for Life, I mean, that's how I kind of envisioned this race going. The scratch of the 5 concerned me. Thought maybe Bruce might try to get forwardly placed because of that. Gets away dead last, and it's so hard to make up that kind of ground. I don't care how good of a horse you are. I'll still say Promise for Life is likely the best horse in the race. It just didn't work out tonight. And now we'll go back to that one next time he draws inside.
Yeah, and there was so much easy logic there to be had. It's almost as if I haven't been seeing Post 8 all year, like it's my first day at the track. And, Top of the Bar certainly raced very credibly. That was a solid effort by Bob McClure with Top of the Bar.
It was, and he's had success with that horse in the past. That's why, I thought we would see that one, put into play. Now, he didn't get away all that well off the gate. She kind of got away near the back and looked like she was going to provide cover for Promise for Life, but still, ended up making a good account of herself to get up for second at 8-1, and Royal Leaf third at 6-1. Right now, I'm just wondering why I didn't box the exactor and the trifecta, just play the exotics instead of playing the pick 5.
And George Ketros has to be happy. Didn't get the win, but put in 2 horses and picked up second and third.
Oh, that's a great feeling, isn't it? When you send out 2 horses in the same race, and you do want the victory, but when you finish second and third, that's still a pretty nice night at the office.
Well, back in front of us is the winner of race number 1. It's number 3, Rose Run, why not? 4-year-old Uncle Peter Bay mare, owned by Brian Lawrence and Stuart Lawrence, and Smirk Incorporated Brian Lawrence, the trainer. And it's the 3rd win this year, 6th lifetime, and the winning drive to James McDonald. The first race. Payouts 3 Rose Run, why not? 920, 390, 290, 6 top of the bar, 650 and 330, and 2 Royal Leaf 320, $2 exactor 31.60, dollar drive 50.30, dollar super 100 19.45. First race, order of finish from the top is a 7316, scratch 254. That's 7316, scratch 254. Field 4, race number 2. On parade, one last wish. Paul Macton, Upperkin, Susie, and Brian Legg, and Dr. David Legg. And number 2 is Langley Sealster. Guy Gagnon drives and trains and partners with Louis Latolipe. And 3 is PA Delight, James McDonough, Anthony Beaton, and West Wind Stable, and Steve Mihalik. And number 4 is Jessica's Shadow, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. 5 is Weller's Watching, Samuel Fillion for Scott Henry and Lisa Henry. And number 6, Carla Cam, Chris Christopherou for Rod Duford. Number 7, Blue Glamber, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen. And number 8, Twin Delight, Bob Glur for Sean Stacy and Hutt Racing. Field of 8, the second race, first grassroots division for 2-year-old pacing fillies, and we'll get a look at this field. And Rob, you're more of the expert on the 2-year-olds than I am, but one thing, I can read a program and I can see that 6 Carla Cam raced very competitively in a gold last time out, and the start before that beat up a grassroots. Your top choice.
She sure did, and you mentioned she was competitive in that OSS Gold contest. She only got beat just less than 2 lengths. The Cheesy Smile blasted home in 26-4. The back half was 55 seconds flat, and like you said before that, demolished a group of filly pacers in the OSS Grassroots, so the level that she's racing at tonight, and she already has 2 victories at this level and a second, and she's kind of showing she can do it anyway too. She can kind of sit a trip, she can rough it first over. She's a very versatile type horse. Obviously, post 6 isn't the ideal spot to start from at Grand River Raceway, but I think she should handle it fine, and I'm surprised she's not taking more support. Right now it's 7-2.
One that's taking a lot of support, one last wish, and I'm a little surprised at 5-2, but now gets to move back to the inside. Post 7 to Woodbine last race, although not that tough a post, but still on the half on the inside.
Yeah, I wasn't, I personally, I thought One Last Wish would be around 5 or 6-1. That's what I was hoping for. It's probably the post, relief. I mean, post 7, it's still an outside starting spot there, and it's certainly not as good as having the rail at Grand River Raceway. The thing I like about One Last Wish is she's a real nice going filly, and, she's been racing free-legged. I think the trotting hopples go back, the hopples go back on tonight. Pacing hopples go back on tonight, like she wore on the Battle of the Bells elimination back on July 25th here. And I thought she raced okay in that effort. She was kind of wide in the last turn. She ended up finishing 5th. But I think she'll handle the service well tonight. And, of course, that all-important pole position. I like One Last Wish here. I hope she blasts off the gate. If she sits a trip, she's going to be very dangerous.
Number 8, Twin Delight. I didn't know how far down to move her because of post 8, because I probably would have used this one on top if not for post 8.
I think you're right in that assessment. To me, if Carla Cam and Twin Delight both drew inside, it's a toss-up between the two with probably a lean to Twin Delight. They both draw towards the outside of the gate. Of course, Twin Delight gets a much more difficult post, the impossible post 8 here at Grand River Raceway, and that's why she's 7-2 right now. She's the favorite in the double, and that's probably just based on paper. I'd bet she's probably the favorite in the pick 5 as well, because when you look at the program, it's hard to ignore her lines, hard to ignore her victory. She's been no worse than second in her 5 career starts so far. She's a very nice filly, but post 8 is so difficult here at the River. So I put her in for 3rd, but the way that I think she might have a chance tonight, we see sometimes with these rookie pacers, there's gapped off the gate. Maybe a horse makes a break in stride. That might help her get forwardly placed, but I still think she's going to be up against it.
And number 3, PA Delight. Well, James McDonald in this one does have a win, but so far the grassroots hasn't been quite as kind to this one.
No, it has not. And that victory, it was kind of against softer, right? Now there's a 1 or 5,000 life. And I think she's been trending in the right direction since moving to the barn of Anthony Beaton. And obviously a nice post to work from tonight. James McDonald back aboard. He won the opener. 3-1's an overbet in my opinion. I didn't use her in the pick 5. I might regret not having James on my ticket when all is said and done, but I do think she's overbet right now at 3-1.
Number 2, Langley Sealster. We showed this one on the paddock cam before the post parade, and she looked upset. I think she saw that she was 23-1. Well, last race she came first up in Hanover and was second beat in the neck, and it's Guy Winner Gagnon.
Yeah, I looked at this one and thought maybe she had bombs away potential. Now, I didn't expect her to be 24 to 1. I thought she'd be more like, 10 or 15 to 1 because she's got an inside post to work from and she does have tactical speed. That effort last time, though, she paced her own mile in 2 minutes to 1. That's what the race went in. I think it's against much tougher here tonight.
Well, we'll see if she's right to be upset about the 25 to 1 now. But we both have number 6, Carla Cam, who is the 9 to 5 favorite. Taking up positions, One Last Wish, Langley Silster, PA Delight on the inside. In the center, Jessica Shadow and Weller's watching. On the outside, Carla Cam and Blue Glamber. In the second tier, Twin Delight. It's a field of 8. It's the second dash. Here they come. And the field is at the start of the rough. Langley Silster, One Last Wish, PA Delight, and from the outside, Blue Glamber. They sprint on into that turn. One Last Wish on the inside, Langley Silster now is found the pocket. Blue Glamber has come out third. Then it is PA Delight. Carla Cam squeezes over the pylons. Then it is back to Jessica Shadow, and Twin Delight in trailing as Weller is watching. One Last Wish is the one we are watching on the lead and is in front just a length and a half. Langley Silster at 25 to 1 is right up nose to Helmet in the pocket. Blue Glamber's on the inside third, and PA Delight is racing positioned fourth now. Opening quarter was 27 and 3. Carla Cam's racing fifth, and now from the backfield, Twin Delight starts to roll, and then Jessica Shadow and Weather's watching. One Last Wish at 9 to 2 for Paul McDonnell as they come up towards the half of that 27 and 3 opening quarter. Langley Silster is getting a lovely trip. PA Delight now is going to work first over, and then Blue Glamber elected to stay to the inside, and Carla Cam is second over, and also on the outside, Twin Delight. Part of the utter flow. Half was 58 and 2. Then it is back to Jessica Shadow, and Weller's watching. It is One Last Wish. PA Delight grinding first over. Langley Silster on the inside, still there on the hunt and up tight on the back of One Last Wish. Carla Cam's getting a little bit closer. And then it is Blue Glamber and Twin Delight. Weller's watching and Jessica Shadow. One Last Wish as they roll their way towards the top of the stretch. 3/4, 127 and 3. One Last Wish, PA Delight. Now Carla Cam is going to be set out wide, but One Last Wish still looks alive on the lead, and also coming now is Twin Delight. It is One Last Wish. PA Delight as they come on down the stretch drive. One Last Wish and PA Delight. One Last Wish was sharp to the finish and wins it. Carla Cam was second. PA Delight third. And Twin Delight was fourth. 156 and 2. One Last Wish victorious.
That was a good result for the pick 5, Gary. And you know what? I don't have this one on top, but I thought tonight's card, as I said earlier, was a spot that we want to play against favorites drawing to the outside. I put this one in the second spot. I thought Carla Cam might get away better. Well, she still raced pretty good. She had to come from slightly off the pace to finish second. And of course, the favorite, post 8 is so hard here at the River. Twin Delight. And I just want to remind everyone, this is half-mile racing. And here at Grand River, post 8, Post 7 is not an easy spot to get away from. It's not an easy spot to race from, and it's a great equalizer. And Twin Delight, raced fantastic to finish where she did. It's just so hard here at the River. So I'm really happy with the price that One Last Wish ended up going off at. I was hoping for that 5 to 1, 6 to 1. I think we got 9 to 2 in the end. I think she's likely even a bigger price than that pick 5.
It's like I never saw post 8 at Grand River. My top one's 6381. Again, using the 8 ahead of what makes more sense. And, well, we're going to try to pay attention, but certainly that was a strong performance using the post position. And also, PA Delight battled hard. First up trip.
Yeah, first over trip. When she ended up having to move first over, I knew that was likely going to mean she couldn't get the better of one like One Last Wish. She was one that won from racing off cover last time, but it was a good effort to finish third. Like I said, she's trending in the right direction. She's a horse that we got to keep an eye on because, in the barn of Anthony Beaton now, she's kind of stepping forward and coming up with better performances. But, again, we want to play the post position game tonight, folks. And One Last Wish, a filly that paces really nicely. She put the pacing hobbles back on tonight, and she went all the way on the lead from the pole position.
Well, back in front of us, the winner of race number 2 of the first grassroots division. One last wish. A 2-year-old Better is Delight Bay filly, owned by Brian Legg and Dr. David Legg. And Ken Susi is the trainer. Paul McDonnell is the winning driver. It's the second win for One Last Wish, 156-2. Second race payouts, one last wish, 1120, 480, and 290. 6 Carla Cam, $4, 260, and 3 PA Delight, 310. $2 exactor, 37.70. Dollar try, 63.05. Dollar super, 84.55. Fans, here are some driver changes starting in race number 7. Number 4, Virtual Kiss. Jonathan Drury will drive for Virtual Kiss. And Bob Clure will drive 6, Shake It Twice. Bob Clure driving 6, Shake It Twice in the 7th. In race 8, 1, Beauty is Blind. It'll be James McDonald. James McDonald driving 1, Beauty is Blind in the 8th. In race number 9, number 4, Sis, Louis Bois. Race 9, 4, Sis, Louis Bois will drive. Second race order finish from the top 163-85274. That's 163-85274.
One last wish, getting it done in the first division of the OSS Grassroots for 2-year-old Philly Pacers. Stealing it on the front end with Paul McDonnell. Congratulations to her connections tonight. A very nice victory for one last wish. Let's look now at the early pick 4 guaranteed pool. $2,500. And I'm going to stay true to our pick 5 here, as I usually do. And we're still kicking in that wager. And in race number 5, there should just be the 1 on that ticket. But we're going to start here in race number 3. The 1, 3, and 5, like Diamond Rock, is my top selection. Do think Joe King has a chance from the rail. That one's getting bet heavily right now at 4 to 5. Also think you need to have the 5. Hello, Mr. P. Love the races that this one's coming out of. Think he fits well. Like that 8 to 1 morning line. 2 to 1 right now on the board, I thought was more like it. Maybe 5 to 2, 3 to 1 come post time. Race number 4, 2 deep with the 2 betters punch and the 5 St. Lad's Dark Angel. Those are the 2 that I think you want to be most involved in there. If you decide to spread a little further, I can't blame you, but I do like those 2 the best from my own personal selections. And race number 5, singling on the 1 Mahone Sealster. Like the way this one raced last time from post 6 with James McDonald aboard. Now you get the rail control right back in the same class, hoping he goes gate to wire to victory there in what will be the money leg of the pick 5. The money leg for the pick 4, though, will be in race number 6, and that is also, we call it our swing race of the night. It's the Super High 5 race. It's also the start of the late pick 4, and it's a really nice looking filly and mare's preferred handicap. And I'm going to play the post position game. Of course, the better horses get handed the outside posts. I love the 4 Casimir Swamp Girl. She's been victorious off a layoff so many times in her career. She has the post advantage over some of those horses on the outside. She's got early speed. I'm going to put her on top, but I'm going to go 4 deep using the 2 Catch and Ace with inside speed as well. And I'm also going to use the 7 Beach Moment and the 8 Exotic Dragon, just because if things get mixed up early, they might be able to work their way into it. Beach Moment will likely leave off the gate. Just not so sure she can get there from post 7, but we'll see. 4 deep, 2, 4, 7, 8 in the final leg, race number 6. Just $4.80 for a 20-cent wager. Again, all hinging on the 1 Mahone Sealster in race number 5. You've got 2 minutes, though, to map out your winning tickets for this early pick 5. Get started right here in race number 3. Guaranteed pool, $2,500. We'll be back in just a few moments to take a closer look at this upcoming dash.
Out for the third on parade. 1 is Joe King, Scott Young 4, Marissa Miller and Ezra Miller. Number 2, Rising Dragon, Scott Quilter for Sheldon Rose. Number 3, Diamond Rock, Tullamore for Pam Forkey and Don Schuldice. Number 4 is Alley Flight, Travis Henry for Terry Gallant. 5 is Hello Mr. P, Travis Cullen for Mark Winnicott and Jim Maximo Racing. And number 6, Rhymer Champ, Colin Kelly for Mitchell Tierney and Robert and Ron Woodburn. Field of 6. Race number 3, we're going to start with a look at number 3, Diamond Rock, and one that really rocked here August the 24th. Last couple not as good, but we both think that Diamond Rock could come right back here and have a gem of an outing.
Yeah, I think he's got a great chance to claim victory again here tonight, Gary. And again, we're playing that pole position game a little bit on this one because 3 starts ago had the rail, went straight to the lead, and dominated his rivals in a similar, against a similar group that he faces tonight. Then went up to numbers of 30,000 life. Much too tough for him there. He got bet down to favoritism in that start. Last time, tough trip. First over against Twain Sealster, who went on to win by as much as he pleased. This time around, I'm hoping he goes to the front. Or gets a trip, gets forwardly placed. Maybe it's a 2-hole trip, but post 3 is much better than post 6, and I think he kind of stands out in this field. 9-5 on the board right now. I think he deserves being the post time favorite, but we'll see how it all pans out.
And then we'll touch on number 5, Hello Mr. P, who's been on kind of a tour of late, but I did get to see this one tour up to Georgian Downs and win pretty comfortably there in 55-3.
Yeah, and the last 2, Clinton Raceway optional $15,000 claimer, that's a tougher group than what he faces tonight. And those other 2 races, the ones that you saw, the one at Georgia, and then there was also the one at Kawartha, that's against 15,000 condition claimers, and he was dominant in both those races. So I think that's more of a probably an indication of how we're going to see him race tonight. I knew the 8-1 morning line was ambitious. I thought 4 or 5-1, which is where he's sitting right now. And I think that's only because those last 2 lines, people might not know what to make of them. But I wouldn't be worried because those are some decent classes against some decent horses at Clinton Raceway. I think he fits well with this group, and I think he can be right there at the wire.
And then number 1, Joe King. Well, didn't get the front from post 1 last time up, but got away third. Shuffled, but still managed to come on and finish second to Twain Sealster.
Yeah, and he always will fit with this group, won't he? I mean, we see him with a victory in a 15,000 condition claimer July the 20th here. Then he went to Mohawk Park after a vet scratch lane. He had a couple of starts there against some tougher company. And then, when he got back here to the river, raced well to be second. Like you said, he got shuffled back, came home in 28-1, was second to Twain Sealster, who I think would be more than happy to play in here if he was back in here. I just think that he also didn't have to do much racing until at the end of the mile. So I put him in the 3rd spot. He's got rail control. Not sure how much that helps him, though, because he had it last time he got away third. He got shuffled. He's not a horse that's loaded with gate speed, but I think he's got a big chance. 6-5, though, to me is just too short of a price.
You used Alley Flight on the bottom, and I used a different one on the bottom. My question was, hasn't raced since June the 17th.
Yeah, it's always obviously you're looking at it and saying, well, we usually will dismiss horses, right, that are racing off a layoff like Alley Flight is. But I think that you've got to take further notice of them when they're coming back in a much easier spot than what they've been racing. I mean, Alley Flight was racing in numbers of 30,000 life in many of those efforts, and now he's in a condition claimer for non-winners 55,000 life, which I think is still a drop down in class because now he's racing for that price tag. Now he's off that time. The qualifier was a good one, and Terry Gallant was aboard. The trainer was aboard in that qualifier. Now you get Travis Henry in the bike. I think that Alley Flight probably doesn't have a chance to win tonight, but he's one I want to keep a close eye on for next time.
And instead on the bottom, I used 6, Rhymer Champ, 16-1. I thought that last effort with Twain Sealster and Joe King wasn't bad and got off the gate well and might fire despite the outside again.
Yeah, tons of early speed. We see him go to the front in back-to-back efforts from the rail, but then last time, pose 5 here, He outsprinted many of his rivals to get into the 2-hole, and he made a good account of himself. He ended up getting beat just over 4 lengths of Twain Sealster, finishing third. I just think it might be a little hard on him if he tries to leave again from one spot further out there tonight, the outermost post in the contest. I thought this group looks like a pretty decent one, too, with the horses inside. So I didn't use him in the top four tonight, but I think he's one that I would certainly keep an eye on if he does draw inside next time.
And we didn't touch on Rising Dragon, but was racing consistently well. Went to Kawartha, things didn't go out well. I used this one for second. You didn't use this one at all.
I didn't use him this time, and I picked him on top August the 31st, so this could be a Robert Off angle, right? The all-important Robert Off angle, and he kind of was strange in that start. Didn't have a ton of pace, and all of a sudden did at the end. He came back on for second to be the runner-up to Dance Machine. Maybe he comes up with a better effort tonight, but I couldn't get there. Hopefully I'm not holding it against him last time.
It's a field of 6-4 race. Number 3 taking up their positions. Joe King and Rising Dragon in the center. Diamond Rock and Alley Flight to the outside. Hello, Mr. P. And Rymar Champ. It's a field of 6. It's the third dash on a Wednesday night at the river. Field of 6 for the third. They're at the start of the route. Diamond Rock and Joe King. Then Rising Dragon. Alley Flight, Hello Mr. P. And Rymar Champ is going to relax away and trail the field. Diamond Rock, though, is right out to rock the early lead. Joe King is right there in the pocket. Rising Dragon is third. Then it is Alley Flight and Hello Mr. P. And Rymar Champ is trailing the field. Diamond Rock and Talibor. But Joe King is going to come out right now. And Joe King wants to drive on and take the front. Scotty Young is not joking in the third and has got Joe King on top with a lead of a couple of lengths. Diamond Rock is second. Rising Dragon third. 28-4 is the opening quarter. Alley Flight fourth. Then Hello Mr. P and Rymar Champ. And off the turn, it is Joe King who's got the front. They race their way on towards us, and then Diamond Rock in the pocket. Here comes Alley Flight now, in flight first over. Rising Dragon elected to stay to the inside. Hello Mr. P is moving up, and Rymar Champ is trailing. 58-1 is the halftime. Joe King now is going to get tested by Alley Flight. Diamond Rock is on the inside third. Then Rising Dragon, Hello Mr. P and Rymar Champ. On down the back stretch they go. Joe King leads it. Joe King in front of length. Alley Flight is second. Hello, Mr. P. On the outside says hello to Diamond Rock. Diamond Rock, though, maintains third. Hello, Mr. P is racing fourth. Rising Dragon is scooting through along to the inside. And Rymar Champ is on the outside trailing the field. 3/4, 126-1. And it is still Joe King. Alley Flight. Diamond Rock has been bravening up and waits for the passing lane. And Rising Dragon took the short way around the turn. Then Hello Mr. P and Rymar Champ on down the stretch where they come. Joe King continues on. Joe King. Scotty Young was not joking in the third and wins it by 2. Then it was Diamond Rock and Rising Dragon and close for fourth. 156-1. Joe King was the king of the third, Rob.
He sure was. And, he was intent on having that lead, right? Scott Young said, no, I want the lead. He let Diamond Rock get past him and then came right back around to move to the front. And it did have Alley Flight, came on, first over for a bit, but that one likely needed the start. And I thought Hello Mr. P might, get into the mix second over, but didn't really have that much to offer tonight. It went off as the actual post-time favorite at 7-5. Surprised to see that. But, Diamond Rock. You can't really, no excuse really. Perfect 2-hole trip for much of the mile. Didn't really have much to offer in the stretch, but still finished a good second. But hats off to Joe King and Scott Young.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Joe King race on the lead, and so that was a slightly different look there, but it certainly worked out.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised to see it, to be perfectly honest, because I said before the race, doesn't show a tremendous amount of gate speed, but he left out enough that he was able to, get away in that 2-hole to come right back around. So, Scott Young had his mind made up. He probably thought, last week the horse was loaded with pace late. He wanted to see what he could do on the engine tonight, and that assessment was bang on because he was much the best winner in this class.
Well, coming into this race, he had one win in 27. Now it's 2 for 28. And Rising Dragon, you kind of slighted this one 7-1. Took the short way around the track, got a kind of an easy roll of things to come on and get third.
Yeah, it's a bravening trip for Rising Dragon. And by the way, Joe King wins, right? And that shot we just had on the screen, you know what it reminded me of?
Go ahead.
The Lion King.
Oh, I, you know what? I've never seen The Lion King.
Oh my God, you need help, Gary.
Yeah, and I've never eaten margarita pizza either, so we're even, buddy. Back in front of us is number one, Joe King, a 6-year-old mystery chase bay gelding owned by Ezra Miller, trained by Marissa Miller. Scotty Young had the answer in the third. It's the second win in the past 2 seasons, 11th lifetime. Second this year, Joe King, the Luther Village on the park pace. Scotty Young in the third. The third race payouts, one Joe King, 730, 350, 253, Diamond Rock, 310, 260, and 2. Rising Dragon, $2.90, $2 exactor, $15, $40 try, 16, $15 super, 66.75. third race or a finish from the top. 132456. That's 132456. Fans, no driver change in race 9, 7 Grammys Girl. The driver will be Scott Coulter. Scott Coulter drives 7 Grammys Girl in the 9th. field for the fourth on parade. 1, Western Flame, Sylvain Filion for Blake McIntosh and Hutt Racing. Number 2, Better's Punch, Jonathan Drury for Robert Fellows and the X Factor stable. Number 3, Wifey Said So, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and Ron Cullen and Keith Hanna. And 5 is St. Lad's Dark Angel, Bob Glover, John Pentland, and Malcolm and Bradley McPhail. And number 6, Best Actress, Louis Bois for Meg Crone and Donovan Del Rey. Bill Donovan. Number 7, Grandeur Sealster, Austin Surrey for Marcel Berrio. And number 8 is Avalon Freeze, James Madonna for Anthony Beaton and SSG Stables. Note that number 4 is DA Temptation, Guy Gagnon driving and training for Yvon Mondu. Let's get a look at this field for the second grassroots division. And, well, we both agree with 5 St. Lad's Dark Angel as our top pick, but the fans aren't in agreement, and maybe that last race has something to do with it, Rob.
Yeah, I think so. I'm a little bit surprised, though. I thought St. Lad's Dark Angel would be the favorite in here, and we might still see that come post time. That last effort's in the OSS Gold ranks, right? So we're not going to read too much into that. She got away 4th. She ended up fading back. She got beat a wide margin, but she took support at 10-1 against that quality of field, and she hadn't raced in some time, over 3 weeks between starts for her. And now, not back on a regular rotation per se, but at least racing with more proximity to that effort. And she was a real nice winner in her OSS grassroots contest in her lifetime debut. She won by a wide margin, came right back to win again. I think that she looks really good in here against this group. 7-2 on the board. Would be surprised if we see that price. I'm thinking more like 5-2 come post time.
And then we'll look at number 2, Better's Punch. And, well, I think you can bet this one because the last race of 53-4 certainly compares very strongly with this field.
Yeah, that's the non-winners of 2, right? And an open non-winners of 2, and facing the likes of Reggae Hanover and Fear the Crush. So, I mean, I'm not too worried about her finishing 5th in there. And like you said, the mile time certainly is competitive with this group, and she got shuffled back in that contest as well. And if you go further down, 2nd at Hanover after getting away 6 off the gate in the OSS Grassroots, she was actually 2nd to Twin Delight, 2 back. And she's hit the board in all of her efforts except her lifetime debut when she was 5th at the OSS grassroots level. But she has managed to finish in the top 3 and 5 and 7 so far in the season. I love the fact that she gets a post position edge on many of her rivals in here. Hoping she blasts off the gate. 5-1 on the board, I think, is a pretty solid price in the 2 Better's Punch.
And, of course, the post position edge is one Western Flames and used it at Mohawk last race. And it's certainly more of an edge on the half-mile track.
Yeah, it's a big edge, and we've seen it already come into play tonight. So Western Flames, obviously her stock goes up significantly, getting to work from the rail here at Grand River Raceway, and even 2 back at Hanover. She had post 2. She got away 4th, actually, and then, had to go overland, moved wide around the last turn. She ended up getting beat half a length in there, but I think tonight, if she does blast off the wings of the gate, or at least try to, she can kind of stay on the pylons, and then she might have a chance if, the race kind of falls apart and she can find some room. 4-1, I think, is likely the price you'd have to demand if you're going to bet her to win. I'd even want probably maybe a couple points higher than that, but I do think she's got a chance in here from the rail.
And number 4, DA Temptation. Well, just 59-2 last race, but Hanover grassroots, and nonetheless, Guy Gagnon's barn has been on fire. Winner Gagnon.
He always, dominates competition at Rito Carlton, and with this one here, I think that she's turned in some really nice efforts. She's hit the board in 4 of 7, and she's been competitive at the OSS grassroots level. She's hit the board on multiple occasions, and last time was 2nd to Charming Vixen, and I actually really like Charming Vixen as a filly. The problem for her tonight is she drew outside in her division of the OSS grassroots, but DA Temptation has tactical speed. I think she's going to get put into play off the gate. That's going to probably hurt the horses right to her right that actually have speed as well. But if the trip works out, I think she can be there. I think probably a lesser share is most likely.
A horse that's taking a fair amount of action, number 6, Best Actress at 4-1, is one that shows some speed, raced in the gold last time out.
Yeah, she raced in the gold last time. She's taken support, like you mentioned, right from the word go in the betting cycle here. And I noticed she got turned to score down immediately after post parade. So she might be the one to, upset my pick five chances and upset my selections in here. I just thought from post six it was going to be too difficult for her to make the lead.
Well, it is a field of 8 for the 4th race, the 2nd grassroots division. It's a field of 8 for race number 4, and they're rolling towards the top of the stretch. Here they come. And the field for race number 4 is at the start of the rough, and Better's Punch is going to get out well with DA Temptation. Grandeur Sealster on the outside. Western Flames is on the inside. Wifey Said So. St. Lad's Dark Angel, then Best Actress in Avalon Freeze is back trailing the field. Better's Punch with Early Punch. DA Temptation on the outside. Western Flames went off stride and is guided to the outside. Quickly recovers, but loses a few positions. Wifey Said So is third. Then Grandeur Sealster is fourth, and Western Flames is fifth now. St. Lad's Dark Angel, Best Actress in Avalon Freeze is trailing. Better's Punch with the Early Punch. Opening quarter 27-3. DA Temptation in the pocket for Giganya in front of Wifey Said So and Travis Cullen. Grandeur Sealster and Austin Surrey's racing fourth. Then Western Flames as the field races off the turn. To the outside, Best Actress now is coming and is being followed by Avalon Freeze, and on the inside, St. Lad's Dark Angel trails the field. Better's Punch on past the half in 59-1 and a 31-3 second panel breather. Better's Punch. Grandeur Sealster on the outside for Austin Surrey now is trying to chip away at Better's Punch, and on the inside third is DA Temptation. Best Actress to the outside now is getting up a little bit closer, and Best Actress now is only about 2 off the lead. From the backfield, Avalon Freeze closes some ground. Wifey Said So on the inside. Western Flames and St. Lad's Dark Angel is having a dark outing, is way back trailing the field. Grandeur Sealster is taking the front. 3/4, 127-3. Grandeur Sealster at 13-1. On top, and Better's Punch is second. Best Actress third. DA Temptation is racing fourth, and then it is Avalon Freeze and Wifey Said So and Western Flames on down the stretch route they come. Grandeur Sealster rolling past the wire and finishing on top by about 5 or 6 as some pick 5 tickets hit the floor. Second is between Best Actress, Better's Punch, and DA Temptation. 155-3. Grandeur Sealster with a grand mile of 155-3.
And this is going to make that pick 5 ticket pay handsomely, Gary. And it certainly sent mine to the floor. And, I've always been a fan of Grandeur Sealster, but made a break last time at Hanover on a half-mile surface as a 1-2 favorite. I thought that, this time around might just be the plan to get around the racetrack. But instead, she actually got position off the gates and then moved first over. And while there was a second quarter breather in there was a lot of work being done by the top 2 horses in that opening quarter of the race, and even just after, which may have softened them up just enough for this one to pace past. But it didn't matter. I mean, Grandeur Sealster was tons the best. She won by almost the length of the stretch.
Well, it was a night where you said you wanted to respect the post position advantage on the inside, and this race comes 7-6. It worked in the first 3 legs, but it didn't work here.
No, it didn't work here. I love the start of the race because you saw the inside horses all leave off the gate. But yeah, it didn't work out in the end. And you know what? Listen, we played an angle. Unfortunately, now we're dead. But if you're still alive in this pick 5, get ready for some nice payouts. It's got to be paying fantastic.
And you mentioned angle. How about Angel? St. Lad's Dark Angel. It was a dark outing.
It was, yeah. I'm not sure what went amiss there, but I knew as soon as Bob McClure didn't move to the outside and didn't get off the gate all that well either. Something must have been amiss, and she got beat by a wide margin. So hopefully everything's okay with her, and we see her back soon, because she's certainly a talented filly, just didn't have it tonight.
Well, it is a 7-6-2-4 unofficial top 4, and rolling back in front of us, number 7, Grandeur Sealster, 2-year-old all bets off bay filly, owned by Mastel Incorporated and Marcel Berriot and Courtney Gallant. Marcel Berriot is the trainer. It's the second win lifetime. The winning drive to Austin. Sorry. Fourth race payout 7. Grandeur Sealster $28, $10, and $5.80. Number 6, Best Actress $5.40 and $4 and 2. Better's Punch $3.10. $2 Exactor $248.90. Dollar Try $271.25. And the Dollar Super $1,480.05. Correction, $1,480.55. Fourth race, order of finish in the top 63548 That's 63548 Field for the fifth on parade. One, Mahoney Sealster. James Hutana for Bruce McDonald and Martin Stables and Paradox Farm. Number 2 is Tom Shamrock. Mike Whalen for Don Lindsay and Paul Lindsay. 3, R.J. Hooker. Scott Calder for Ruth Moore. And 4, Global News. Travis Henry for Blake McIntosh and Hunt Racing and Stu McIntosh. 5, Don Corleone. Tyler Moore for Gary McDonald and Levi Kepfer. Number 6, Royalties Rocket. Dave Boughton for Don Lindsay and Paul Lindsay. And number 7 is First Air. Colin Kelly for Brian Wick and Donna Wick. Field of 7, race number 5. Time to bring in Robert Reed Jr., who's joining us live from Margaritaville. Well, I hope your wife isn't mad that we mocked her margarita pizza.
No, she's not. She takes it in all good fun. She loves it. She said she thinks you're crazy for critiquing her choice in pizza.
She thinks I'm crazy or mocking the pizza, because that's two different things.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, she thinks you're crazy for mocking the pizza, but yeah.
How about the pick 5?
Yeah, I'm crazy for not being alive here. I'm looking at these payouts, and it's a woulda, shoulda, coulda for me. Grander Sealster should have been on the ticket, I guess. But hey, you know who's alive? Mike Probozzi, who's doing the picks tonight for Ontario Racing. He posted a pick 5 ticket, and right now, I don't want to jinx him, but it's alive to just Mahone Sealster, the one. The ticket cost was $12.80. If it does come through, well, almost what is that? $18.55 for 20 cents. That would be just wild.
Well, 3 to 5, the favorite is your play that you need to get home, and almost got home last time out.
Yeah, last time I was very fond of this one at a much better price. Post 6 that occasion, 5 to 2 on the board. Ended up being in the 2-hole. Was going to get to the lead. I thought win it right at the wire, but here comes the pinball wizard to get the better of him by a nose. I think with the rail control tonight, J-Mac right back in the bike. He's the clear one to beat, and those who are alive right now are going to be sweating it out. And of course, many others are going to be hoping for a carryover and cheering for anyone but the one Mahone Sealster.
Well, then one of those that might cause that to happen is 6, Royalties Rocket.
And Royalties Rocket's interesting because was the favorite last time in the same race that Mahone Sealster comes out of and made a break in the early going. And I think that he's one that you would certainly say can be competitive with that favorite on here. And the only reason why people are jumping off the bandwagon was because he made a miscue last time. He works from post 6 tonight, and I don't think that should really hurt his chances too much. He's a versatile type that can race from off the pace, and I think he figures in here. To me, he was the main danger. I think probably you need to get that 9 to 2 price on him just coming off that break in stride. You got to get value.
And that's the only break you see on the dance card going all the way back to June the 3rd. Number 4, Global News. Well, the news has been a lot better with this filly of late.
Yeah, she's been racing, pretty well in her last few starts. I thought last time, she'd get the job done, which she got to the lead and kind of had a clear margin throughout. Got beat by Kiss My Mass in the final stride. She's 0 for 10 on the season, but like you said, she's kind of trending in the right direction. And she's had post 2 in her last 2. She's gone to the front in both those efforts, and one of them was right here at Grand River, where she led a long way, and that was a big price. We thought we might see a huge shock on that occasion when she was 44 to 1. She ended up settling for 4th. Maybe she's got a chance in here. I think she's got to get forwardly placed again, and you're not getting as much value as she was last time here at the River. Only 7 to 2 this time.
And now 9 to 1 on 5, Don Corleone. Is that an offer you can refuse?
It's an offer I can refuse only because I think this is like a monumental step up in class. Now, I don't know if this is the toughest assortment of non-winners of 20,000 life, but it's still a huge jump from non-winners of 5,000 life. Now, Don Corleone's in great form right now, has been second or better in 4 in each of his last 4, and I think that he can be competitive with this group, but I got to see it first before I jump in. And there go the dogs again, Gary, as you love.
Is the margarita pizza showing up now? Is that what's...
No, it's not. It's got to be something else tonight. There's no margarita pizza order tonight.
Thank God for that. I don't know about the margarita pizza, but I'll tell you one thing. You know, this my third choice in here, or further down, number three, R.J. Hooker. I'm looking for a better outing, and I've seen some good things with R.J. Hooker in the past.
Yeah, coming off that vet scratch sick, I know it's something that we usually shy away from, but I will say this about RJ Hooker. I think that he's a pretty big overlay. I think if Don Corleone at 12-1 makes sense off recent form, I don't think RJ Hooker's too far off that one, and he gets a better post to work from. All depends if he's ready to roll off the layoff. 25-1, not a bad price.
Well, it is a decent price, but not a decent price on number one, Mahoney Sealster 2-5. But that pick five ticket looming for one person that you mentioned there, Rob, and a lot of people watching this fifth race. Mahoney Sealster, Timel Shamrock on the inside of the center. RJ Hooker, Global News. Don Corleone in the center. Then Royalties Rocket and First Air on the outside. And they are racing at the start. Mahoney Sealster, Global News, and Timel Shamrock. And then it is Don Corleone. And racing fifth is RJ Hooker. Then it is Royalties Rocket and First Air. And it is Global News who's able to come on and grab the early lead. Global News, Mahoney Sealster is going to sit the pocket right now. RJ Hooker went off stride. They race their way on to the opening quarter. Now Mahoney Sealster is going to pop out and come on and reclaim the lead. Mahoney Sealster at 1-5 on the board. Global News is racing second, and Timel Shamrock is third, and Don Corleone's racing fourth, and then Royalties Rocket and First Air. 29 seconds, the opening quarter. Mahoney Sealster and James McDonald has taken control of this race and leads it by a length and 3/4 over Global News. And then it is Timel Shamrock. Don Corleone is racing fourth, and now Royalties Rocket launches to the outside and quickly moves up and takes over fourth. Then Don Corleone is fifth, and First Air is sixth. 59-2 is the halftime, and they race their way on into the backstretch. Mahoney Sealster off a 59-2 half with a lead of a length and a half, and Global News is racing second. Royalties Rocket is getting closer now and is looming and is coming on strongly and is only about a length and 3/4 back. Mahoney Sealster, Royalties Rocket sharing second with Global News as those three separate from the rest of the field. Fourth Timel Shamrock, and fifth is Don Corleone. Mahoney Sealster and James McDonald still sitting still in the bag. On the inside, Global News has reemerged to claim second. Royalties Rocket on the outside. 3/4, 128-3. Mahoney Sealster, they come on down the stretch drive, and Mahoney Sealster on the inside. Global News, Mahoney Sealster is going to win this one and take it by 3.5. Global News is second. Royalties Rocket third. Timel Shamrock fourth. 158-1. 1-5 on the board. Mahoney Sealster races exactly as you would have expected, and a beautiful pick five ticket gets cashed.
It really is, yeah. Mahoney Sealster, right to the front, and really, got that second quarter breather. And Royalties Rocket, you called it right, was marching up with authority, coming up quick. As soon as James McDonald sensed that pressure, though, just let Mahoney Sealster at a notch, and it was lights out. It was race over. I mean, it looked like this one might be a formality. James back in the bike, the rail to work from. I think pound for pound a softer group than he faced last time, and gets the job done. And and hats off to those who cashed this ticket. I mean, that pick five is incredible, that payout. It really is. $18.55 for a 20-cent ticket, Gary. And our man Mike Probosi, he gave it out for just $12, folks. You got to check out Ontario Racing and check out Mike Probosi. He's a great handicapper, and that's an unbelievable ticket.
Well, it's a grand ticket, and it became grand because Grandeur Sealster in the fourth, I think, is the one that pushed that ticket price way upstairs.
Yeah, and you've got to keep reminding me about Grandeur Sealster, right? Because that was the one that broke my heart. And I should have listened to Mike on that one. He had that one picked second. And by the way, give Mike a follow, too, at Nahu Mike EP. So it's at NAHUMIKEEP. That's on Twitter. Follow him. He's a great handicapper.
Well, it's a 1-4-6-2 unofficial top four in race number 5. In front of us, the winner of race 5 won Mahoney Sealster, a 4-year-old muscle mass bay gelding up by Martin Stables and Paradox Farm. Bruce McDonald's the trainer, second win this year, third lifetime. The winning drive, second on the night to James McDonald. The fifth race, payouts 1. Mahoney Sealster 260, 210, 210. 4 Global News 320, 240, and 6 Royalties Rocket 230. $2 exactor 580, dollar try 490, dollar super 2620. And the pick 5 20-cent ticket, 5 of 5 20-cent ticket, $1,855. And who cares how many cents, because that's a lot of ka-ching. The fifth race, or a finish from the top, 1462537. That is 1462537. Fans note this sixth race is the Center Wellington Chamber of Commerce local biz night. We thank you for joining us here on this night at Grand River Raceway, as we are currently 6 minutes to our sixth race.
Congratulations to everyone who cashed that massive pick five ticket here tonight at the River. I said earlier on, I thought it was going to be a great wagering menu and some chances for some big payoffs. I did not expect that pick five to pay that. So congrats to all those who had it. And now we get one more chance at a big payoff in the late pick four. But not just that here in the upcoming race number 6. We also have the Super High Five, which is another one of my favorite wagers here at Grand River Raceway. And this is a real barn burner of a race, isn't it? Filly and Mare's preferred handicap, and these are always fun because we've got some real top mares racing in this contest, and of course the handicap who they think the race office thinks are the best horses to the outside to make it a fair playing field. And to me, that actually helps our chances to get maybe a price towards the inside of the gate in this race. We're going to go 2, 4, 7, 8 here. Very fond of the 4 Casimir Swamp Girl. She's 16-1 right now. A horse that races really well off a layoff, and one that I think merits respect against this group if she's anything close to her best. So 2, 4, 7, 8 here in the opening leg. And race number 7, the 1, 4, and 7, that is going to be the third division of the OSS Grassroots for 2-year-old pacing fillies. I think that Brindley Seals is the one to beat with rail control. Also going to use the 4 and 7, though. In race number 8, 2 deep with Artistic Meadow and the 4 State of Mind. So 2, 4 in race number 8. I like Artistic Meadow quite a bit in there. I think she's got a big chance from that inside post. And then in race number 9, that's the final division of that OSS Grassroots for 2-year-old pacing fillies. We're going to stay to the inside of the gate. The 1 Glenborough is one that I think you have to give a lot of respect to. Inside speed, raced really well here in the final of the Battle of the Bells. She likes it here at the River. The 2 Face the Shadows, dropping out of the gold, inside post, lots of speed to work with. Huge win, 3 back at Georgia Downs. Going to go with those 2 in there. Had some people, also mention number 4, Sis to me as one they're looking at in there. So that one might be one to consider as well. But I'm just going with the 1 and 2, and no singles for me on this ticket. I do think there's some payout potential. Maybe not as much as that pick 5, but I think this could be a real healthy return in this late pick 4. So that ticket will cost of that one was, I lost it on the screen there, $9.60. So still an affordable ticket with some coverage. 2 minutes away until the horse will be moving out onto the track for race number 6. Get your winning wagers in now. Real nice Filly Mare's preferred pace coming up, folks. We'll come back in just a few minutes, take a closer look at race number 6.
Field for the 6th on parade. One Random Barragio, Jason Bryant for John Kennedy and Valerie Phillips. Number 2 is Catch an Ace, Austin Sorry for Rachel Andrew. And number 3, Black Betty, Jonathan Drury for Cassidy Schneider, Colonel Schneider Jr. And 4 is Casbury Swamp Girl, Colin Keller for Kyle Boston's and William Pendleton. 5 is Stonebridge Drama, Travis Henry for Greg Kilmore and Allison Hepburn and Sean Brisebois. Number 6, Ladies from Hell, Scott Kohler for Mike Sumner and Shay Sumner. Number 7, Beach Moment, James McDonough for Blake McIntosh and Hut Racing. 8 is Exotic Dragon, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and Ron Cullen and Paul Sanders. And 9 is Lifelong Dream, Tyler Borth for Greg Merlot. Field of 9, race number 6. Strong-looking fillies, Mare's preferred handicapping. Field of 9 on the pace, and well, Rob Weech went looking for a horse on the inside to use at a price to go against the outside 3, or out there for a reason in this handicap. You went to 4, Casper Swamp Girl, but off a layoff.
Yeah, I'm okay with off a layoff with Casimir Swamp Girl because her last 3 times that she raced off a layoff, she's been no worse than second with 2 victories. One of those wins came in a filly mare preferred here at Grand River, and she's one that's always raced well when racing off some time, and I think that she's got a good qualifier under her belt. You know, she 2 minutes and 1 right here over this surface, won it handily, but I think that's just a walk in the park for her. And now today, I mean, before that layoff, she was racing non-winners of 9,000 last 5. The horses that are taking support in here were racing in easier spots and not getting it done at Mohawk Park. So I think the Casimir Swamp Girl is the horse to land on in here. She's 4-1 now. She's taking that support that I thought would come at some point, and I think she's the best in here. Just hoping that she can get to the lead, and she's not short, and she can get the job done against this group.
Number 2, Catch an Ace, I used on top of my one concern, and enough of a concern for you to use this one second. In the last 2 years, 5 wins, 12 runner-up finishes.
Yeah, Catch an Ace, the key with her is, that post relief, right? Because in this filly mare's preferred event, we always see that the outside horses have a tough time because everyone in this race is a pretty good mare, and they can leave out. They've got tactical speed. So when you get hampered with those outside starting spots, it's so difficult. Now Catch an Ace goes to the inside of the gate. She's loaded with early foot off the switch, so she's going to blast out of there. She should be the first leader. I'm hoping she gets to the pylons, lets Casimir Swamp Girl go, and that's where they'll line up. If they do, we could be looking at a pretty good result here, and I think Catch an Ace merits respect in the exotics and maybe even on a win ticket.
And then an outside post that is handicapped, but the fans say, I don't care. Beach Moment, 9-5.
Yeah, Beach Moment, she deserves respect. The problem is that post 7, right? We know it. I mean, post 7 is rough. Post 8's a lot rougher. 2 back, she was so good here, winning, dominant victory. That's from post 3, though. That's like apples and oranges. You can't even compare the two. Can she ambush this field from out there? Maybe, but she's got some serious speedsters on the inside of her, including Casimir Swamp Girl and Catch an Ace. So I'm not sure what kind of trip James McDonald's will be looking for. He drove her last time at Mohawk Park. She blasted home in 26-2. It was a solid effort. I think she is a contender in here. I can't get there at 8-5 from post 7.
Number 8, Exotic Dragon. You can make an argument because this one raced from well off the pace August 24th and won.
Exotic Dragon is a horse that before her last 2, anyone would have said she's an off the pace horse. Okay, and then her last 2, she goes to the lead and she blows her competition away. Last time held on by 3/4 of a length in this class as the favorite. I think that she's just as effective from off the pace. The problem is it's not easy to come from off the pace here. She did it 3 back against non-winners of 2,000 last 3. This is a much different kettle of fish here tonight. So I think that she's got a chance. Things have to go her way, and she's got to avoid road trouble in order to get there.
Number 6, Ladies from Hell. I took this one on top August 15th, but that was post 1.
Yeah, I think that Ladies from Hell's kind of in the same boat as the other 2, right? She ends up getting a real tricky post to work from now. I know post 6 doesn't seem that far out there, but when you have a horse that's racing well from the inside that has to go out there, it's kind of a rude awakening. I think if she sits a trip, maybe gets on a helmet, she can get a piece of it, but a smaller share is most likely.
Well, right now, your top one, Casimir Swamp Girl, off the layoff. getting a lot of love at 5-2, and I've got to catch an ace at 8-1. Went shopping for a price on the inside, and there is a price. The fans are on 7. Beach Moment 6-5, or at least a lot of them. The 6th race, the Center Wellington Chamber of Commerce local biz night pace. Random Mirage on the inside with Catch an Ace and Black Betty. At the center, Casper, Swamp Girl, and Stillbridge Drama. The outside, Ladies from Hell, Beach Moment, and Exotic Dragon. And the second tier, Lifelong Dream. It's a field of 9 for the 6th race. And there at the start of the rough, Catch an Ace and Kazra, Swamp Girl. Beach Moment is surfing hard early. And then Black Betty, Stonebridge Drama. Random Mirage is on the inside. Then Exotic Dragon. And then Ladies from Hell and Lifelong Dream. They race on into the backstretch. Catch an Ace caught the early lead. Beach Moment still surfing on the outside. Beach Moment from post 7 is going to clear to the lead. Catch an Ace is racing second. Kazra, Swamp Girl third. Then it is Black Betty and Exotic Dragon and Random Mirage. Stonebridge Drama, Lifelong Dream, and Ladies from Hell. Beach Moment with the front. Catch an Ace has caught a trip. And then Kazra, Swamp Girl is on the inside third. And Black Betty is racing fourth. And then Exotic Dragon and Random Mirage and Stonebridge Drama. To the outside, Ladies from Hell. On the inside, Lifelong Dream trails the field. 27 seconds, sharp opening quarter. Beach Moment is in front, a length and 3/4 over Catch an Ace. Casper, Swamp Girl third. Black Betty is fourth. Halftime 56-2 at 29-2. Second panel, they race their way towards the 5/8, and fifth right now is Exotic Dragon. Then to the outside, Ladies from Hell. To the inside, Random Mirage. And then it is back further to Lifelong Dream on the outside, and Stonebridge Drama on the pylons. Beach Moment. There goes Black Betty. Black Betty is moving on the outside now. And Black Betty, Beach Moment. Beach Moment leads it by half a length. Black Betty is coming on the outside. And then Exotic Dragon is moved up and is within striking distance, and Catch an Ace is on the inside fourth. Casper, Swamp Girl on the inside 5. Then it is back to Ladies from Hell, Random Mirage, and Lifelong Dream, and trailing Stonebridge Drama. 3/4 in 126. And it is Black Betty who's got the front, but Exotic Dragon is bearing down. Exotic Dragon, Black Betty on the inside. Beach Woman on down the stretch route they come. And Flying Ladies, Lifelong Dream. Exotic Dragon appeared to get there over a game. Beach Moment. And on the outside, it was Lifelong Dream third, 155-4. It was a thrilling stretch drive, but Exotic Dragon overcame the post position as it's 8-7 in the top 2, Robert.
Yeah, 8-7 in the top 2. So the race office gets this one right. And I mean, hey, listen, it's tough for them to get it right because these horses get handicapped with such difficult starting spots. And Exotic Dragon, I mean, the one thing I will say, this race did kind of set up, though, right? Because they went fast in the early going. Beach Moment clears from post 7. And the problem for my selection, Casimir Swamp Girl, is she ends up in the 3-hole, not the 2-hole where I was hoping she'd land, and that kind of was curtains for her. Exotic Dragon gets on the cover of Black Betty, who charged that leader and made a real nice bid first over, and that dragged her into the race to come around them and get the victory there. But listen, put a big circle around Casimir Swamp Girl. She ended up in the 3-hole. She could not have got a worse trip the way it panned out. She was loaded with pace in the stretch with nowhere to go.
And then Lifelong Dream actually came from well out of it and wasn't that far off, finishing third.
Yeah, that was actually a horse that I thought might be in too deep of waters tonight. You know, it looked like a horse that, stepping way up in class that might just go out there and try to get a small piece of it. But she was moving really well late in the mile, and she was one I was fond of last time. I didn't see her getting a big piece of it tonight, but she was a real good second at a big number.
Well, the outside post prevails in the 6th race on Center Wellington Chamber of Commerce local biz night, and it is 8 Exotic Dragon. Exotic Dragon's a 4-year-old Custard, the Dragon Bay mare, owned by Travis and Ron Cullen and Paul Sanders. Jody Collins, the trainer. Travis Cullen, the winning driver. It's the 7th win this year, 18th lifetime Exotic Dragon, 155-4. The sixth race payouts 8 Exotic Dragon, 9 10, 370 327 Beach Moment, 250 259 Lifelong Dream 910, the 20-cent high five, 1245.76. Ka-ching. The $2 exactor is $16.60. Dollar drive 95.85, and the dollar win for 404 354.95. Sixth race order finish from the top 876-945-213. That's 876-945-213. Field for the 7th on parade. 1, Brindley Sealster, Jody Jamieson for Jack Darling. Number 2 on top, Are You Elegant? Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. 3, Chaka, Teleporth for Rene Dion and SNR Racing. 4 is Virtual Kiss, Jonathan Drury for Robert Fellows and Blair Corbeil and Arpad Zabo. And 5, Control the Distance, Louis Bois for Craig Bars and Nurko Sokolovic. And Craig Bars. And number 6, Shake It Twice, Bob McClure for Greg McNair and John Fleischman and George Earl Jr. And number 7, She's So Pretty, James Mutata for Anthony Beaton and David Mercer and David Lumsden. And number 8, Shadow Angel, Brian Matana for Richard Moreau and Claude Poirier. Field of 8, 3rd Grassroots Division, 2-year-old pacing fillies. Interesting bunch to look at. And, well, the first look is one Brindley Sealster getting scored down right now.
Yeah, I love the way she looks in the track, Gary. And I thought Brindley Sealster just kind of figured in here, doesn't she? Because she gets to work from the pole position, and we know that she likes it here at the river. She was a winner in her Battle of the Bells elimination, and then came back and finished 3rd in the final. Didn't race too poorly either in a gold event, August 17th, when she claimed the show spot behind Starlight Dancer. And last time, gold ranks at Mohawk Park. We'll give her a pass for that one. She got away 5th, and she kind of faded out of it at 57-1, but and against a pretty tough group. I think she's going to like getting back to the grassroots level. Going to love the pole position, 9-5 on the board. I think she deserves favoritism here.
Well, and if you're going to give Brindley Sealster a pass, what about 4 Virtual Kiss at a pass on that last race?
Yeah, I can give her a pass on it. She had post 8s, and she got away 9th off the gate, was never really in it. She was 52-1 against Twin Delight, and She's So Pretty was in there too. That was the runner-up. The difference for me is that, post 4 now here at the river. She raced pretty well 2 back at Hanover to be 2nd. She's a horse that I've been fond of. She's hit the board in 4 of 8 so far this year, and she gets a big post edge on She's So Pretty this time, who has to work from the 7 hole. So, we don't have Sylvain Filion, but we get Jonathan Drury aboard. He knows this horse well. I'm hoping they go forward off the gate, and she can be the main danger at a decent price.
Well, we had James McDonald from Post 7 last race and almost got there, and certainly has lots of talent here, and She's So Pretty. What's the plan from Post 7 here, do you think?
That's a tough call, isn't it? I mean, obviously, you got a 2-year-old filly. She's not going to be as handy off the switch as one like Beach Moment is, who's loaded with gate speed, and he got that one to the lead from Post 7. Not to say it can't happen, and I mean, and also, we typically will say that in these races for youngsters, maybe it's easier to get away from an outside spot if you have speed, because maybe there'll be horses gapped to the gate. Maybe there's a breaker, who knows? But I just thought this looks like a tough spot for She's So Pretty. I think she merits respect in here. I mean, you can see the wins that she's racked up, right? She's got 2 wins in her last 4. She's hit the board in 6 of 8. She's been great at the grassroots level. It's just, can she get there from Post 7 tonight? I think she gets a piece of it. I wouldn't put her on the business end, though, especially not at 5-2.
And number 6, Shake It Twice, and primetime Bob McClure with a catch drive, and, one that was here in the Battle of the Bells final as the betting favorite.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? That you're now getting 9-2 on a horse, and the OSS Grassroots, who went off as the favorite in the final of the Battle of the Bells, and went to the lead in that race, and had the lead through the early part of it, then ended up fading back to 4th on the end. I think that post 6 isn't going to help her chances. Bob McClure picks up a live drive here. It just kind of depends, how handy she's going to be off the gate, and if the game plan might be to try to follow a helmet. I don't think she gets the lead from out there, but who knows? Bob might be able to fire up enough. 6-1's a good price. It's probably an overlay on Shake It Twice. We know she likes the surface here.
One that I toyed with the idea of using on the ticket is 3, Chaka, because Tyler Borth and Rene Dion both having excellent seasons, and one that comes in off of a win in a grassroots at Hanover.
Yeah, I've had many handicappers tell me that you can never ignore, discount a horse that is coming off a win. And you mentioned it earlier, she's coming off a win at this level. Now, it was a race that went in 2 minutes and 1, came home in 31 and changed, but it's still a victory nonetheless. She gets to work from a decent post, and even off that victory at 11-1, now you're getting a bigger price, this time around at 18-1 at the river, and maybe one that deserves a little more respect. I would say likely one for me to use on the bottom end of the try and super.
Well, it is a field of 8 for race number 7. It's the third grassroots division. Field taking up their positions as the gate is moving forward. It'll be Brindley Silster, and on top Are You Elegant and Shaka to the inside. In the center, Virtual Kiss and Control the Distance. To the outside, Shake It Twice, She's So Pretty, and Shadow Angel. Field of 8, race number 7, and it is post time. Here they come. It's a field of 8 for race number 7. And they're into the stretch drive. Field is at the start and the rough, and Virtual Kiss is going to leave away with Shaka. And then Brindley Silter on top. Are You Elegant and She's So Pretty as they stride into the first turn. Shaka to the inside, to the outside. Virtual Kiss. Virtual Kiss is going to come on and get to the front. A stride when Shake It Twice, and Brindley Silter now is moving quickly on the outside. Brindley Silter wants to come on and grab the lead from Virtual Kiss, and Shaka's racing third. And then it is on top. Are You Elegant? She's So Pretty is fifth away in front of Shadow Angel. Then it is Control the Distance and Shake It Twice with the early break. But right now, Brindley Silster 2-1. Double J with a lead of about 2 1/4. 28-1 the opening quarter. And Virtual Kiss is racing second. Shaka third. On top, Are You Elegant is racing fourth. Then She's So Pretty and Shadow Angel. Control the Distance and Shake It Twice. They race off the turn. And it is Brindley Silster who's got the front. Has a lead of a length and 3/4 over Virtual Kiss. And racing third, Shaka. Here it comes. She's So Pretty now. Whizzing up on the outside first over. Shaka's on the inside to the outside. Shadow Angel. Then on top, Are You Elegant? Control the Distance on the outside. And trailing the field on the inside. Shake It Twice. Well, now on the outside, trailing is Control the Distance. Half was 59-4. Brindley Silster. She's So Pretty on the outside. And She's So Pretty now has moved up and has taken the front, grabbing it away from Brindley Silter, who's fighting back on the inside, though. Shadow Angel is right there in the hunt on the outside, third. Inside fourth is Virtual Kiss and Shaka racing fifth. Those five have big separation from the remaining three, and it is She's So Pretty and Brindley Silter, and then Shadow Angel, and then it is Virtual Kiss and Shaka is in the hunt and is sent out wide. They turn for home. She's So Pretty and Brindley Silter. She's So Pretty is going to come back and get a pretty taken and the picture taken in the winner's circle. And then it is a Brindley Silster, Shaka, and Virtual Kiss 158-1. She's So Pretty. Well, the last one from Post 7 didn't quite get there, but this one did rather comfortably, Rob.
Yeah, she does, and she did it a different way too. She just tried to beat some more stuff together. She had to avoid a breaker actually in the opening turn there. Shake It Twice made a miscue and almost wiped out. She's So Pretty. The one thing I'll say is that it's a good thing for a horse first over when that second quarter gets backed off as much as it did, right? Because now you're first up and you're able to march up and get alongside that leader. And then when they accelerate, if you've got the better horse, well, you're already there. So I thought that it was a great drive by James McDonald, and didn't blow by Brindley Silster, but certainly did pace away when it came to the part that matters, was the stretch drive.
Yeah, and we wondered what the trip would be, but at least left. You saw this one leave a little bit, and that was just enough to at least not be so far back.
Yeah, that was the key, right? I mean, we saw it in the first race. Promise for Life gets away dead last off the gate. Well, now you're up against it. If you beat a couple horses off the gate, or a few horses off the gate, obviously you're in a much better position. And then, of course, like I said, when that second quarter gets back down the way it did, it allows you to get back into the race, right? It allows you to actually make your move and get into contention. So that certainly helped her chances. But a horse that you liked, Chaka, ended up finishing third and actually had quite a bit of pace in the stretch, Gary.
Yeah, well, I didn't like her enough to put on the top four. I didn't like her enough, but yet I kept thinking I should have, and that's obviously I guess I should have.
Yeah, it was definitely a value play and one that we got to watch going forward. I think many of us discounted what you did last time because of the slow time. But you know what they say: time only matters in jail. And Chaka might be one to look at next time. 19 to 1/3 this time around.
Well, I'm hoping to not find out that that's really true. Coming back in front of us is number 7. She's so pretty. A 2-year-old better than Cheddar Bay filly, owned by Anthony Beaton and David Mercer and David Lumsden. Anthony Beaton's the trainer. It is the third win this year and third win lifetime. And it's also the third win on the night for James McDonald. Driving hat trick for Jammy Pie. The 7th race payout, 7 She's So Pretty, 620, 390, 260, 1 Brindley Sealster, 370, and 280, and 3 Chaka, 340. Now to pick 3 of 3, 24, 55. $2 exactor, $26 dollar try, 135.75. And the $1 superfecta, numbers 7, 1, 3, and 4. Returns 462.80. Seventh race, so we're finished from the top. 273-48615. Field for the 8th on Parade 1. Beauty is Blind. James went out for Pam Forkey and Triple S Equine. Number 2, Artistic Meadow, J. Harris for Mark McCormick. 3, Serious Star, Mike Horner for Mark Horner and Doug Wilson. 4, State of Mind, Telemore for Don Lindsay and Paul Kleinpaste and William Amplajevic and Garth Bechtel. Number 5 is Top Royal, Scott Cooler for Kendall Ron and Bryden Farms. And number 6, Mock My Kiss, Travis Scullen for Robert Fellows and Erna Corbeil. And 7, Happy Looker, Ryan DeRoche for Mark Winnicott and Donald Smith and Donna Parker. Field of 7, interesting dash. All of our tipsters have a different horse on top. Before we get to that, you brought up Lion King earlier, and highly rated movie, and probably surprised that I'd never seen it. What's the highest rated movie that you've never seen?
So I actually looked it up. You sent me the list, Gary, and it's number 35, Parasite.
What's it called?
Parasite.
Parasite. Wow. Well,
Yeah,
you've seen the other 34, though?
Yes, I told you I went to film school, right? I'm a film buff.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I love watching movies. So, yeah, I had to go down quite a way before I found one, and it was Parasite. And you know what the funny thing is? I should have seen Parasite. It's a foreign film. I think it won Academy Award, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know how I haven't seen it. I saw it, I'm like, oh, you know what? I got to check that out. So thank you for reminding me.
I stick to English films because I'm barely learning English, so I can't be moving on to foreign films yet. How about number 2, Artistic Meadow? I certainly know English for winner, and 5 to 1 on the board would be a nice price.
Yeah, I think it's a great price on Artistic Meadow, and I saw the 8 to 1 morning line, and I was like, wow, it's going to be a potential value play here, and right now it's holding true at even 9 to 2. Artistic Meadow has faced the boys in each of her last 2 at Clinton Raceway, and is a horse that has a history of winning in these type of spots. I think that she should be more than competitive with this group. Her last 2 tries here at the River came at the preferred level, and they were decent starts. 4 back, she was 3rd after starting from the trailing post, and before that, she had a couple of victories over at Clinton against fields that I would say are comparable to who she's facing tonight. So I'm surprised that she's not getting more support. I think she looks great on the track. She's a horse that's loaded with early speed. I'm hoping she blasts off the wings of the gate and maybe takes this one gate to wire.
Number 4, State of Mind, your second one's a big earner this year that didn't earn anything in the last 2 starts.
No, it's interesting because State of Mind, we kind of jumped on this one thinking that she'd be good when she came first off the bench. And I thought that she was a little bit underwhelming in a couple of those efforts here at the River. I mean, she was a bit better, I would say 3 back when she was second to Layla Blue. Then, of course, she went to Mohawk Park, took on Tougher, got beat by a wide margin. I thought her last effort was actually one of her better ones. Even though she got shut out of picking up a check, she finished 6th, but she came home nicely, 57-2 back half, and the last quarter was 29 seconds, but she was making up ground on Lifelong Dream, and we saw Lifelong Dream actually race pretty well at the preferred level. So I thought State of Mind would be the favorite in here. I really did. I thought she would take a lot of the support. She's 4 to 1 right now. That's a pretty good price if that's the one that you like.
Number 3, Serious Star, is one that we both think at least belongs on the ticket, 6 to 1.
Yeah, Serious Star is a horse I've been fond of for a long time. I think she's a very classy mare. And 2 back, she went to the lead from post 6. She went a long way on the engine at 7 to 1 before getting picked up by Exotic Dragon. Well, we saw what that one did tonight. Won the preferred from off the pace. Last time the trip didn't really work out for her. She got away third. She stayed on the inside. I thought she still raced pretty well. Comes right back in the same class now from a better post. And she's one that's versatile. She can leave out. She can race them off the pace. She can rough it first over. I think she's got a chance in here. 7 to 1's an overlay, in my opinion.
I want you to touch on one, Beauty is Blind. My top pick, you left this one off your top 4, and yet 6 to 5 on the board.
6 to 5 on the board. I think the post relief was doing it. I mean, 2 8-holes and 2 9-holes, and their last 4 starts overall. I haven't seen enough to warrant a 6 to 5 tag, though. I really haven't. I look at this race and I say, well, I'd rather be involved in Artistic Meadow at 4 to 1, even State of Mind at 3 to 1. And Beauty of Blind, I think, certainly figures to be better tonight from the pole position, but I still need to see more from her. If she beats me at 6 to 5, so be it.
Might be the James McDonald factor as well. He's looking for a 4th on the night. And by the way, my top-rated movie, I only had to go down to number 2, The Godfather. That sounds terrible, doesn't it?
All those Don Corleone comments, and you haven't seen The Godfather?
Yeah, it's hard to figure. Beauty is Blind, Artistic Meadow on the inside. On the center, Serious Star, State of Mind, and Top Royal in the center. On the outside, Mock My Kiss, and Happy Looker. It's a field of 7, race number 8. They're into the stretch drive. Here they come. They're at the start of the rough. Beauty is Blind, Artistic Meadow, Serious Star, Mock My Kiss, and then State of Mind and Top Royal. And Happy Looker is trailing the field. Beauty is Blind has got the front, but Serious Star on the outside is charging. Mock My Kiss went rough and lost a little bit of ground. Serious Star with a serious bit on the outside, wanting to clear to the front. Beauty is Blind is racing second. Artistic Meadow is third. Then it's State of Mind and Mock My Kiss and Top Royal and Happy Looker. Beauty is Blind is going to reclaim the lead. Beauty is Blind at even money on the board. James McDonald's got the lead. Advantage is a length and 3/4. Serious Star second. Artistic Meadow, State of Mind, and then Top Royal, Mock My Kiss, and Happy Looker. Beauty is Blind as they race their way off the turn and head on towards us. And he's in front, a length and 3/4. Serious Star to the outside. State of Mind. State of Mind is coming after Beauty is Blind. Serious Stars to the inside third. Then it is Artistic Meadow, Top Royal, Mock My Kiss, and Happy Looker. 57-second flat halftime. And it is Beauty is Blind now being challenged seriously by State of Mind. And State of Mind leads it by a head now. On the inside, Beauty is Blind is trying to rally. Serious Star third. Artistic Meadow is racing fourth, but it is State of Mind who's now got a lead of a length and a half. And they race by 3/4 off that half of 57 3/4, 124 and 4, 27 and 4, third panel. State of Mind leads Beauty is Blind, and then it is Serious Star racing third and Artistic Meadow fourth. They turn from State of Mind and Beauty is Blind and Serious Star. Artistic Meadow, then Mock My Kiss and Top Royal and Happy Looker. State of Mind as they come to the finish has got this one for Tyler Moore. Beauty is Blind was second. Then it was Serious Star. Artistic Meadow, State of Mind with that big third quarter. 27 and 4 was the third quarter panel, and State of Mind was in the right state of mind this evening, Rob.
Yeah, she sure was. And, that's a good result for the pick 4. I mean, I don't know if she's that price in the multi-leg wagers because I actually, like I said, I honestly thought State of Mind would be the favorite in here, and that's one of the reasons why I put Artistic Meadow on top, looking for a price. And if I'd known she'd be 7-2, I would have went in this direction because, like I said, a little bit underwhelming in her previous starts here, but last time I thought she actually looked the best she has since returning from that qualifier when she actually just picked up a position to finish 6th. She finished her mile off really well, and I thought it was trending in the right direction. And Tyler Moore certainly is familiar with Beauty is Blind. He's driven that one, and he didn't want to give that one any breaks. He blasted first over, went right past in that big third quarter, and won by as much as she pleased here, State of Mind. It looks like she's back now, Gary.
Yes, absolutely. And Beauty is Blind got bet down to even money, and at least was legit for, even money's a little too low, but nonetheless was a very legitimate effort.
Oh, a huge effort, really. If ended up finishing second, had to get beat by a horse that really, dropped a lot of time and also just got significantly better from her more recent efforts. So obviously, like you said, the support comes with the addition of James McDonald, the nation's leading teamster. But Beauty's Blind raced well to be second. I certainly underestimated her.
And then we had Serious Star and Artistic Meadow. But it was State of Mind and Beauty is Blind really kind of going at it, those two. That was a strong performance, but State of Mind at 7-2. And Tyler Moore is the one that was in the right state of mind to score in the 8th race. 4-1-3-2, the top 4. Back in front of us, number 4, State of Mind, a 4-year-old roll with Joe Baymare. On by Don Lindsay and Paul Kleinpaste and William Aplajevic and Garth Bechtel. Don Lindsay is the trainer. Tyler Moore, the winning driver. 4th win this year. 8th lifetime, State of Mind. 154-1. 1 54 and 1. 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 Eighth race payouts for State of Mind. 943, 30, 310. 1 Beauty is Blind to 5223 Series Star. $3, $2 exactor, $22.90 try, $41.05 super, $137.20. Eighth race, Sora finished in the top 2-4. 31657. That's 2431657.
The Ontario Select Yearling Sale returns in 2022. The sale will be held September 25th at Winback Farm of Canada in Inglewood, Ontario. The sale lineup features first crop yearlings from Jimmy Freight, McWicked, and Stag Party. Introducing the first North American yearlings from the bank. For more information, visit OntarioSelectYearlingSale.com.
Field for the ninth on parade. Fourth Grassroots Division. 1 Glenboro. Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen. Number 2, Face the Shadows. Jonathan Drury for Bill Budd and Dean Marson Stable and John Frieda and Frank Cirillo. And number 3 is Twinbee Echo. Jody Jameson for Jack Darling. For Sis, Louis Waugh for Dr. Ian Moore and Wilma and James McKenzie. And number 5, Uncontrolled, Tyler Borth for Susie Kerwood and Howard Taylor and Thomas Fanning. And number 6 is I'm a Doll, Paul McDonnell for John Pentland and Alan Bowden and Sherry Sumner. And number 7 is Grammy's Girl, Scotty Calder for Ken Middleton Jr. and Dave, James, Jeff, and John. 8 is Charming Vixen, Bob Clare for Blake McIntosh and Hunt Racing. And 9 is Bella, James McDonough for Peter Brickman and Aaron Swainson Brickman. Field of 9, race 9, 4th Grassroots Division. It's the high 5. We better hustle up and take a look at 5 of them in here, starting with 2, Face the Shadows. Rob, we both like this one on top, and yet 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1 on the board right now. And how about the pick 4 payout though, Gary? The pick 4 is $195.20. Tickets alive with the 1 and 2 here, which would be a decent profit on both of them. Nothing like Mike Probosi did earlier tonight, but certainly we would take it. Maybe I'll be able to buy some more margarita pizzas.
Spend it on something that's actually yummy. But Face the Shadow gets away from gold into Grassroots. That could be yummy.
I think, yeah, I agree with you. I think that's really the key to this race for that Phillies' chances. And you saw that win August the 6th when she went out there and just destroyed her competition in a 2-year-old race at Georgia Downs. She won by 5 lengths and 55 flat. I think that she should be more competitive against this group, and from post 2 might bust out of there off the gate or sit a 2-hole trip. I think she's got a big chance, and 5-1 is the right price.
Well, and then 1 Glenboro is one that we have seen race well before here, and now gets the inside and flashes gate speed. Could be dangerous.
4-1 is wild on Glenboro. I thought she would be the favorite, and even a hefty favorite at that, just because if you go down the page, you'll see in the Battle of the Bells, she was second in elimination, and she raced fantastic in the final. She made the lead, opened up quite a big margin on her rivals in the stretch before getting run down by Big Plans. Since then, hasn't really, I guess, raced as well on the bigger surface. Came back and finished third at Hanover last time, but I think with rail control, Travis Cullen, Jody Cullen, you got to like her chances. 4-1's an overlay, in my opinion.
And if you like the 1, you got to like the 9, and you get James McDonald.
Yeah, Bala is a horse that certainly has to have a chance in here. She gets to follow at a horse with all kinds of speed off the switch, so she shouldn't get away poorly. She's a horse that has speed in her own right, and she races well at the OSS grassroots level. She's already got 2 wins in grassroots events this season. Last time she finished 4th, only beaten 3/4 of a length to Twin Delight against grassroots starters at Mohawk Park. And they thought enough of her to try her at the gold level where she finished 4th 3 starts back. So I think she could trip out in here. James McDonald, of course, if anyone's going to work out a favorable trip, it's him. 5-1, 6-1 now. I think that's a fair price for me, somewhere in the exotics, though.
Number 6, I'm a Doll, beat a grassroots field 2 races ago. Tried gold last race. Decent time, 53-1. Back in the grassroots now.
Yeah, and this is a real competitive race. I mean, we're talking about horses so far that, you can make a case for each one of them to win. And there's even going to be something we might not talk about that could win this race. And I'm a Doll, last time gold level, made up ground, last quarter 27-4. And like you said, you've got to like her getting back down to the grassroots. She was a winner here 2 back, and she got up by half a length, but the last quarter was good, and I thought it was a real solid victory. How does she get into the race from post 6 tonight? That is the question. If she can grab a helmet and race off cover, I think that certainly makes her stock rise. 9-2 would be just a shade short for me, but that's because of the post position.
And number 8, Charming Vixen, is one of only 2 in here, the other being 9, Bala, that have 2 wins. Charming Vixen.
Charming Vixen was one that I loved last time at Hanover. I thought that she went off at a real nice price of 3-2. Post 4 rates of the lead and blew her rivals away. Now, post 8 is going to be obviously much more challenging tonight, and she was a winner from that spot at Mohawk Park, but that's obviously a different kettle of fish. 6-1 on the board. I think that you need to get a bigger price to better to win. For me, though, I think she can land somewhere underneath the exotics. She'll be on my high 5 tickets, but I think she's going to need a better post before she gets back into the winner's circle.
Well, I think we both love our price on Face the Shadows 6-1. We both have this one on top right now. Favorite status shared by Glenborough and Sis at 5-2. With their positions for the fourth grassroots division, Glenborough Face the Shadows and Twinbee Echo in the center, Sis and Uncontrolled, and to the outside, I'm a Dog, Grammy's Girl, and Charmin Vixen, and the second tier Bala. It's a field of 9. It's race number 9 on a wonderful Wednesday at Grand River Raceway. Here they come. And the field for the 9th race is into the stretch. There at the start of the rough, Glenborough faced the shadows, and from the outside, Charming Vixen, Sis is also leaving. They drive it into the first turn. Glenborough's got the front. Twinbee Echo's racing second. Then it is Sis and Charming Vixen. Then Bala. Face the shadows now is up back to 6th, and then Uncontrolled, and back further is Amadal and Grammy's Girl. Burrow's got the lead, using that post-1 advantage to take the front. And then Twinbee Echo and Sis, and racing fourth is Charming Vixen from post 8 with a spot on the inside. And then in front of Bala, who's racing fifth. Then it is Face the Shadows and Uncontrolled to the outside. And then it is back further now to Amadal. Grammy's Girl is back trailing the field on the inside and popping out quickly. Here comes now Charming Vixen, and it is Glenborough who's got the front. Glenborough on the inside, Twinbee Echo and Charming Vixen on the outside. It is Glenborough and Charming Vixen and Twinbee Echo. Bala to the outside is racing second over fourth, and Sis is 5. And then it is back to Uncontrolled and Face the Shadows, and I'm a Doll, and then Grammy's Girl. 59-2 is the halftime. Glenborough into the backstretch. And on the outside, Charming Vixen has moved up to within about a half length of lead and then flattens out just a little bit. Twinbee Echo's on the inside, racing third. Then fourth is Bala, and fifth is Sis, and then racing sixth, Uncontrolled. And then it is back to I'm a Doll. Face the Shadows is second last, and Grammy's Girl is trailing the field. And now I'm a Doll is making a big bid. Out 4 wide, 3 wide coming Bala. And it is still Glenborough's got the lead. Glenborough, Charming Vixen, and Bala. And digging is I'm a Doll. And then on the inside, Twinbee Echo. They're all in it. Then Sis and Uncontrolled. On the inside, Face the Shadows. Grammy's Girl is trailing the field, but only 3 off the lead. On down the stretch drive they come. And firing up the inside is Twinbee Echo. Flying in the center is Glenborough. Twinbee Echo wins it. Second is between Bala and Glenborough. Twinbee Echo up the passing lane to take a great dash. That was a thrilling race.
It really was. You couldn't ask for anything more from a race, Gary. That was incredible. I mean, look at them stacked up in the final turn there. I mean, you don't often see that at Grand River. They're stacked up 4 wide, and there's horses in behind those ones that are finishing with pace as well. And the horse that wins it is the one that sat in the 2-hole, comes up the passing lane. And, I didn't see Twinbee Echo winning this race, but it sure looks like she got her nose on the wire first.
And that's all you need to do, and up that inside. In fact, the one at the top of the stretch, that 7-horse, was about 3.5 lengths off the leader in a field of 9. So that tells you how bunched up they were. And there is a look at Twinbee Echo scooting through to the inside and also coming into the picture on the outside. Bala went a big mile along with Glenborough did all the work right.
Yeah, she did. I mean, I thought she was actually, when she got that second quarter breather, I thought she was going to be home and cooled. And she had that first over challenger, Charming Vixen, that kind of kept coming forward and then would kind of lose ground again. I just thought that Glenborough would be able to, fend them off. But you could see on the turn there that she was getting swarmed from every direction. And Bala was the one that I thought might have the momentum. It's hard sometimes for a horse in the passing lane, right, to accelerate up there and win. But Twinbee Echo was just in the catbird seat, and then comes up there and snatches the victory away from everyone else. And 12-1, nice price, one that I certainly overlooked, and many others did as well.
It comes at 31954, and I'll tell you, usually at the top of the stretch as an announcer, you have a fair idea at least who you should be focusing on and being ready to call. I had no idea. There was about 5 horses that I thought might be a winner.
Yeah, listen, I didn't envy you in that position because I was watching myself and I had no idea who was going to win that race. I was actually looking in behind some of the horses, thinking maybe someone would slip through, but that didn't happen. But Jody Jameson, perfect steer aboard Twinbee Echo.
And back in front of us is number 3, Twin B Echo, a 2-year-old Art Speak Bay filly. Jack Darling is the trainer and the owner. Jody Jameson gets the green in the 9th. It's the second win for Twin B Echo, 158-1. Ninth race payouts 3, Twin B Echo, 2670, 1530, and 680. One Glenborough, 483.29. Bala, 310. Dollar win for $830. 20-cent high five, 635.75. $2 exactor, 87.60.
Sorry.
The dollar try features numbers 3, 1, and 9. Pays $129.80. The double $117.80. The ninth race order of finish from the tops at 271, 546, 983. That's 271, 546, 983 on the bottom. Well, fans, there also is a look at the place photo in race number 9. Our live racing event on this Wednesday evening is concluded. Note that live racing resumes on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Christine.
Good night, Gary.